Hello guys and welcome to my new video. In this one I want to talk with you about the different tuning parts from the Saiga and how to get rid of the nozzle issue. That means if you're using your Saiga a lot, or especially with HPA, after a few games or a few couple thousand shots, you will see that your nozzle will break, your plastic one, and you will have some major issues with the standard black CNC one. And I want to show you how you can fix this major problem, because it keeps the gun from not working. And I want to explain you which tuning parts are making sense and which you shouldn't buy. And I hope I can help you with this video, and let's get right into it. So guys, I changed the angle that all of you can see a lot better. So first, if you are taking apart your Saiga, you need to take your HPA adapter out. I just don't unscrew it completely, because I think that's not necessary. Just a bit to create some space right here, and there's the BBs in. That's not a big deal. So, and now I can take this one off. BBs fall out. That's fine. So, I didn't took the dust cover on for the testing, so that's still off. Take this one off. This one out, and that's the easy part. So I would like to start with this spring. That's the recoil spring. You can buy these in different types. Like this is the standard one, and then you have your 160%, the long one, and 120 or 125%. I would say use the original one instead of the 125 if your gun works with the standard one. You may have some issues with the standard one if you are shooting straight up, like you are closing distance to a building and someone is shooting out of the window. Then it could be that so it could happen that your bolt doesn't close completely, just I think you can see it better, so that it goes all the way back, and on the way forward it just stops like here, and you have to slap it in for these shots straight up. So you will have a tiny space right here, but usually you won't have this problem. I only had this, I think, 2 times or so in a game. This one also works, but you need to keep in mind that your magazines need to be very, very strong. This one cycles as fast as a standard GBB gun, and but this time by every shot the magazine has to feed 3 BBs and not just 1. So if you are increasing your spring tension, you need to keep in mind that the time the magazine has to feed the BBs, all the 3, into the gun gets shorter and shorter, and that could bring some issues with it too. So next part I would recommend, I can't remember the brand of this, but I will write it down in the description. This is a rubber buffer. You just stick it in here and it protects the bolt from breaking. I saw on Discord that a lot of guys had issues with their bolts breaking right perfect right here in these kind of parts from the heavy recoil and not having rubber buffers. So it's only, I think, £5 or so. It's coming from England, and yeah, that's a great part. So I would tell to get this part. As next we have our bolt. Yes, like these charging parts, that's looking good, and it makes it a bit easier to charge the gun if necessary. You can get these parts here. This part, it's like a blowback weight, or how they call it. So you can screw this one in from, I think, double the weight to get a heavier recoil. I wouldn't recommend that because the gun has a heavy recoil out of the box. It's not necessary. You are just stressing all your parts. It's a lot plastic standard in the gun, and I think you will have some major issues if you are started to bring some extra heavy recoil in it. What I would say you should buy is the, oh, it looks nasty. If this piston, the blue one, you can just screw it in. Is it loose? Oh, nice. Okay, perfect. So I would recommend to get the blue piston because this one seals the nozzle up way better than the standard one, and it's not one of the parts where a lot of metal or aluminium would smash against ABS. So this one is quite a good part, and yeah, worth its money. I've seen online that you can also buy like an aluminium nozzle. I'm not a big fan of these because it's still a part which would smash with every shot against the backside right here of the nozzle. Your nozzle is for your nozzle is a complete section out of 4 parts, like a spring, like a diffuser or so, your nozzle front I will show you in a second, and your back nozzle part where you are screwing the nozzle in. You can see right here, at the moment I have a red one in it. I will explain to you in a few seconds. And if you're taking an aluminium in here and it smashes this this thin plastic piece with every shot and a lot of pressure or so, it will break very, very fast. And yeah, just don't do that. So next part, right here, you need to take out these screws on this side, these on this side, this little pin in this direction, And down here you have another screw which holds a little part to snap the folding stock, the standard folding stock. Cause I don't use the standard anymore. It's unnecessary weight. I don't need it. I don't want it. I took it off. It doesn't do anything to your gun if you're dismounting it. So fuck it. Yeah. After a couple times of changing nozzles and trying out, and all we have done, we bought like 4 standard CNC nozzles. The black one, yeah, this right here, and every single one of these didn't work. We tested it in 2 different Saigers, and with gas it don't works, and also with HBA it doesn't works. We think that the pin is the problem. You always see with this nozzle that the BBs are getting stuck right in here. They are sitting right here. We tested with the different nozzles, different depth of this middle pin, which sits here right to prevent the BBs sticking here and giving you mischarges. And I think it's the thickness. So this one costs around I think $45 or so. So it's not cheap. It's well made, but $45 for a product that doesn't work is a lot of shit. Yeah, so I think the pin is a problem. You should do it a bit bigger and then it will work, but I will show you in a minute what you could else do to keep your gun shooting. And that's nearly, I think, for the same price, if I'm right. So now you can see here is a red nozzle. Just push it very slow. 1 second. Just gentle push on both sides. Oh, the first ball. You are having 2 balls in here. 2 balls. Now come. Why isn't you coming out? Aha. And the second one. Where's my here? Rescue these. Took it on a side, directly on the side. You will lose these, and you can't buy these afterwards. So if you're losing one of these little balls, you are completely fucked, and you can buy a new gun at the moment because you can't buy them separately. So right here we are having the Tapa Airsoft nozzle. This one comes out, I think, a month or 2 months ago, and it's the best aftermarket nozzle money could buy. All the Tokyo Marui nozzles, like this one, that's the standard one, will break. There's no chance they won't. You can see right here, first they will break here in this. I hope you can see that. So it's broke right here, but most of the time the nozzle, I will squeeze it apart and then you will see it. You have a slightly cut right through the middle, right here, and this will happen with every one of these. Every plastic nozzle will break right here. I'm seeing this for the first time, but this will happen pretty quickly. So if I'm pulling this, a bit of tension here, maybe you can see there's a little cut inside. So yeah, mine broke after 4 game days. Put around, I don't know, 11 or 12,000 Saiga shots, so 12,000 times 3 in BBs. Through it, and I don't think that's a good amount of BBs to have such a value part break, because you can't get your hands on the original ones. I saw them one time in Japan where they wrote in the description that per customer you could only buy like one of these for $12 or $13. But if you're thinking further and you're living in the EU like me, and you have to pay like shipping like 20 or 30 bucks, and the border control also takes a lot of money from you, then you would nearly pay 50 bucks for one of these plastic things just to get only one per order. That's completely crap. So after we had this problem, as I said, we tried this CNC one out, and yeah, sadly this one didn't work. Also cause of the pin. Not the depth is a problem, or the diameter here or so. The quality of these, like I said, is great, but it's just the diameters of this pin. This one is just a bit bigger, and you won't have feeding problems with this one. So I won't take this one apart. That's because I stripped, I think, this hole. So it's just a metal screw you're screwing in plastic. Happy birthday. That's a crap idea. Yeah, it will break. Next part that will break is this one, under guarantee. This one you can get a spare in the aftermarket, like a better flow part, or how they call it. I think I will test it out, but the standard one works just fine for me at the moment. The screws are good. I have some scratches and this stuff right here, but that's fine for the moment. So the tap one, I think, is also around 45 bucks or so. It's absolutely great quality. Can't tell that often enough. They write down in their description that you can use this nozzle without the flow inner part, and that's right. You can do that. And I would say that's more interesting for like snipers, like Mustang or so, to buy this nozzle and don't put in this part. What happens is that nearly the full air you're using goes through the nozzle and not in the recoil. So you have a slightly increase in power. I would say around 50 or 60 FPS. I don't measure it, to be honest. and the gun will be a lot quieter because all the air comes out through one opening, but your rate of fire gets down extremely. So if you are thinking about using full auto with your Saiga, I live in Germany, I don't have the full auto kit for mine because it's illegal for us to have fun. And if you want like a snappy one for speed soft or normal game days, you want to trigger fast or full auto, you have to put these in to make it or to have it snappy and fast. But if you are just thinking of, okay, I will take my ghillie suit, I have a lot of time, I will think about when I will shoot and when not, then maybe it's an opportunity for you to get this one, put this plastic part out, take the spring also out, and then you have a pretty quiet Saiga. Even the recoil is very quiet, very sloppy. It's like it felt like a GBB where where the gas pressure isn't enough. It's like these. So yeah, maybe it's a solution for you or an opportunity. Also, when you are having like a tracer, I have a second. So this is the aluminum one, and I have the first generation completely 3D printed from them. So as an example, I could take the old one and just put foam in it to have like a type of silencer for the Saiga. Maybe that's an interesting idea for the snipers from you. Yes, so we spoke about the nozzles. As I said, as far as I know, you can't buy the spec part at the moment in aluminium. If I find out that the companies are bringing this part out, like this spec part here, maybe in combination with a better flow part of this triple thing right here, I will buy it, I will test it out, and then if this is metal, and I know you can buy that at the moment. Where? Here. And you can buy this one out of metal. Then I would think about going full metal inside. But the next problem would be, or the next problem now I have with these aluminium nozzle, that my hop chamber is out of plastic. So I'm smashing an aluminium part with all the tension from the 3 BBs in a plastic unit. What a great idea. No, it's not. Just these springs, the standard ones are running completely fine. You don't have, yes, I have nearly everything. I have nearly everything bought twice because I thought, hey, maybe it's a completely great gun and everything works and gets sold out completely quickly and you can't get something else, and I want a second one or so. Just buy two. Yeah, so I bought nearly every accessory a second time, just a different rust. So this one is still in it 130%. You don't need it. These one are nearly perfect, keeping this running completely fine, so you don't need it. Yeah, the hop unit, you can just pull it out. The standard barrels are fine too. If you're open your Saiga for the first time, you can just sometimes these are like tilted. Your barrels are tilted in the outer barrel. Just look for that you're keeping sure that everything is lined up. Just a small tip. Let these springs here, and I hope they are bringing out the metal hop-up unit for this one in a few weeks or so. First, I hoped that the CNC aluminium unit from the Tokyo Marui M870 pump shotgun would fit here, but it won't. But it's just looking nearly the same. Yes, you don't need to change here anything. I don't even know what this kind of thing here does. It's just sitting here, yeah, doing things. So in this way, or orientation, so both springs at the top, just stick it back in. Voila. So about your rust systems, I prefer the shorter ones. That's because your completely inner barrel length is about 13 centimeters, and your outer is like, so your inner barrels will stop right here from the length, but your outer will go far out here. So you have a lot of space that is completely unnecessary, especially if you want to use a tracer unit. Then this one would sit like here, and I had completely way too long rifle for CQB and that kind of stuff. So just measure it out. You can stick like so you can stick like a folding ruler or so in the barrel. That's how I did it. That one will stop as soon as you are reaching the inner barrels. Then you can see how deep it sits. Take a centimeter or so more, make a mark. Hold on the rust system you want to throw on, and then you can see how much space you still have from your rust system to the cut you are about to make for the outer barrel shorting, and just to see if anything fits or not. But you have to keep in mind that even if they call the short rust systems every time like the short Saiga rust, and they are looking all nearly the same from this length here on the pictures, I have a second rust that I couldn't throw on here in comparison with the tracer unit, because it gets too far out. It sits like right up to here. It's an M-LOK one that I could also attach something here. Thought it would be nice, but I had to find out that it's too long for how I thought to do it. I also have the external short outer barrel with the threading at the front, but the thing is, again, the separate short outer barrel is in the same length. I have shortened mine, so maybe if you want to have different lengths or so, buy the separate one in the short length, and keep your standard one long until you need it, and then attach the rest system and just shorten the outer down to that length you especially need it. We are putting this thing back together, need this part, this one, this one, this one. So this is grease, and I can tell you, you need it. So you're taking this little ball, right, so don't lose it in your grease. You will never see it again. Just tip it a tiny bit, place it in here, and it's like glued in. It won't fall out. So next ball. Komm schon. So just a tiny bit of grease. It's great, so you have your gun or your parts greased up, and also you will have a way easier time by putting it back together. Oh, I nearly forgot it. I almost forgot it. You have two little plastic parts in here. One on this side and one on this side. Need to check if you can see that. I hope so. Right here. On the sides and here. On these plastic parts, the ball bearings are running forward and back. And after one or two times of disassembling your gun and your nozzle, these parts will fall out, but that's not a big issue. Just take them out, clean them, clean also the area where they're sitting in, and just glue them back in, and the problem is fixed. But at the first time I saw these little plastic parts falling out, got nearly a heart attack, cause I didn't saw these in other videos I watched from some guys about taking your Saiga apart. So I was a bit concerned. I hate this part. You don't need that much pressure, it's just lining it up exactly. That doesn't feel normal. Oh. No. Okay. So just put this one back on. Push it together. Your pin. I think you can put it in any. So this direction first, this direction first. Don't think it makes any difference. So now this one, this, and these. So you have to bend it like a little bit to screw them in a bit easier, but don't bend it too much. So don't write me a comment that hey Krampus, I bended my Saiga and it broke, as you told. No, I don't told you that. Just a tiny bit of pressure. I'm so sorry for my English, guys, but I hope it will get better with the time I'm doing these kind of videos. So these screws again, as I said, you don't need the part at the bottom, only if you're using the standard stock and want to collapse it, but I think at the time you have so many great stocks on the market which are looking way better than the standard ones, so you nearly almost break the bank with this gun. In Germany this costs about 600 and up to 800 euros, so a new stock doesn't is that worse too. So just threw this one back inside. At AirTech I would recommend to buy also the AirTech adapter. Really forgot to tell you that. We also have the Tepper Airsoft adapter. That one isn't working that great. So I don't have that one. My friend has it, which the one who I built the nozzle in first, so I had to wait a bit for the video. The tap is a bit different. This adapter I'm using was around 100 psi, and this works perfectly great. The tap adapter works best with 70 psi. It's quite confusing because you're throwing it on with 100 psi and it nearly doesn't work. And as less energy you are using, the gun works better and better and increases the power. So you are lowering the pressure to get a power increase. That's, yeah, I don't understand that. Maybe it has something to do with the valve, but yeah, I can't understand that. It's just strange. The third type of adapter we have is the Imperial. The completely CNC one looks very nice and everything, but it doesn't work. My friend bought it for about, I think, 400 or so, 400 quid, and for an adapter that doesn't work, that's nice. We talked to Imperial. I don't want to have some problems with them or so. We talked to them and he said that we are the only ones where it doesn't work, but you don't have to put that much parts together to make it work. It's just where at nearly every adapter the same. You have these two pins pushing out in this direction, in this direction, this plastic part at the top, and your valve right here, and that's it. So the Imperial isn't feeding that well, but it works with higher pressures. But as I said, we have major feeding problems with it, and it seems for us that at the Imperial this part is flat, where we have here this light bulb, and it's not that high, so it's a bit shorter, like up to here, I would say. And I think that's the thing where the feeding problems are coming from. The thing is, the tap adapter has also this little, this little nub, and is a bit shorter too, nearly the same height as the Imperial, but the tap adapter doesn't have feeding problems. It's just like pressure problems cause of the lower pressure. So just buy another gun. Buy something else, guys. Yeah, so I hope if you are getting a Saiga, you are interested in building it and working around it, because you will have some issues here, some issues there. and I think that's completely normal because this is the first GBB shotgun or GBB multi-shot gun on the market ever, so it's normal that you have all the problems with the first models, and even if they bring out a second version or third, they will also have problems you have to fix. And just maybe in a few years when a lot of companies are getting on the same interest of building like semi-auto shotguns or semi-auto gas blowback shotguns or that kind of stuff, we will get better quality and better working guns out of the stock. What you should not forget is red Loctite. Red Loctite will get your best friend ever with this gun. The blowback is so hard, it will unscrew every fucking screw you have. You have to unscrew after and after when you receive it from the shipping. Just unscrew every screw, put a lot red Loctite on it, screw it back in. I hadn't do that for my first game day because I thought, yeah, it will work, everything is tight and that's fine. I almost lost this little part here. This complete part came loose. The screw was only one turn away from falling apart. And the thing is, you will lose little screws that you won't be able to get spare parts of. And so buy this glue and glue everything. Every glue has to be glued. Or you will have major issues. So that's back in. I'm getting old, guys. So this one back in. Perfect. So this one. And what I did to the dust cover, I want to show you that too. I have right here, you see like these tape. I took two stripes of tape in the back and also two at the front, one right so and one to the front, because the gun is rattling like shit. And that sounds cheap. It's a cheap rattling and I don't like that. So now, first you have this little part here that makes sound and is annoying, but that's fine. But with the tape on here, which is so small that you won't see it. These you can't see because it's under here and this goes a bit in. You only have the chance of seeing this small part here and no one will see that. So just throw that on. You need a small punch that it fits tightly. You can see right here that you're seeing just a little bit of that, but no one will notice this. And if you're doing that, it's sounding a lot more snappy. It's sounding a lot more snappy than without the tape. Guys, I hope I was able to help you with the major Saiga problem of the nozzle and explaining to you which parts you should get or you shouldn't, and a bit about the why and how this one works and what to keep in mind if you are buying one. If you have any further questions, just use the comment section or write me a private message on Instagram. I'm available there. Yeah, and that far, I hope you are having a good week or weekend whenever you're watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger, I'm a threat.